This is the Gaming and Discussion channel, and I will now proceed to break down the final trailer for Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker. So here we have the first shot, and you can see it's on a jungle planet. This could be, I think this might be the new planet, the new jungle planet we saw in the D23 special look. I mean, it's possible it could be Endor though, you never know. And then all of a sudden, this helmet drops into view, and you can see Rey running. She's training here on this planet, and I think she must have used this helmet for her training, even for the training remote. Maybe it has a visor that comes down in front of the eyes, I don't know. It looks like you can see something flying there. I'm not sure if that's the training remote or just another training remote. There might be two chasing her. I'm not sure. Then we come to the next shot where she's running.
It's an instinct.
Bit of, I suppose, a bit of parkour there. You know, it just reminds me of those games that have parkour in, such as the Assassin's Creed games. So she's just doing more training here. Then we cut to that, where you can see her in a different environment, in a different room, a different place. It looks like the wreckage of some sort of ship. There was a YouTuber that said that this is the wreckage of a Star Destroyer, so it could very likely be that. And then that's just the next shot.
Feeling.
And of course we can hear the voiceover, which very much sounds like Finn. We see Finn here on, I think, the desert planet, the new desert planet that we saw in the D23 special look and the teaser trailer.
Brought together.
And then here we go, we've got a, I suppose, I don't know, a wide shot, or an establishing shot of the jungle planet, and you can see Rey running there. And then we cut to the next shot, which is, yeah, it seems to be in some sort of base. Of course, I'm not sure what planet this is on. Although I'm trying to look in the background now, I'm not sure that might be the new desert planet, actually. Who knows? It could be. Maybe this is where the Resistance sets up their new base, possibly. You can see some notable characters as well. You can see Lando. So yeah, he pops up again because he didn't actually pop up in the D23 special look, but he was in the teaser trailer. You can see C-3PO. I believe you can also see Poe Dameron on the right there. There you've got Rose on the right. And you can also see some new, I suppose, creatures there on the left as well. These characters are on the new jungle planet again. So yeah, you've got Finn, Poe, and Chewbacca. You can see what looks like a Resistance X-Wing in front of them. And that looks like a Corellian Corvette, I believe, or something perhaps similar to that. Maybe a much newer version of that, perhaps. It looks similar from what I can see here. It might not even be a Corellian Corvette, but yeah. Now we move to another new planet, and you can see Rey. I think she's standing on top of Death Star wreckage, perhaps. I believe it's meant to be Endor or Yavin 4.
People keep telling me they know me. No one does.
But I do.
And we've got Kylo walking towards her and being revealed through the crashing waves coming into view through the water. I'm trying to remember actually whether Kylo's hair was like this when he was dueling Rey in the special look, because I mean it may have been, it may not have been, I'm not certain. I don't think it looked quite like that, but you know, depends on whether the water falls on his hair as well. Okay, so we've got more First Order TIE Fighters, or Imperial TIE Fighters because of the Emperor. And yeah, this looks like a new planet, perhaps. Maybe a new planet. It almost, in a way, it makes me think of Asgard, because Asgard is, it doesn't look like the typical planet. I don't think it exists in a sphere, let's say. If you're outside of it, you can see space and the stars right by it. But yeah, it's a new icy planet, I suppose, or just a new icy place. You can see lights actually maybe on the ice. It could be some sort of fortress actually, maybe an ice fortress. It might be somewhat like Starkiller Base in the respect that maybe this could be the new super weapon, maybe, or some sort of new weapon is being built. You can see the lights on the right as well. It just makes me think of Starkiller Base as well. And then this is where you can hear the Emperor start to speak. So it's quite I suppose, a menacing throne. I suppose it looks ancient and I suppose, yeah, it does look Sith-like, which would make sense. It almost looks like there's actually some carvings in the throne as well, so I wonder whether they are of any significance.
Have I waited?
And you hear him say, "Long have I waited." So maybe he's saying that because he's waited a long time for, I don't know, let's say to strike again or to come out of hiding and to destroy the Resistance. It might be to do with the Skywalkers, maybe for Rey, I don't know. How long has he waited for Rey or someone like that? But yeah, you can see here as well a Star Destroyer that looks like it's... Actually, no, it's not coming out of water, it's coming out of the ground, actually.
No.
I believe. And then we've got a shot of loads of ships. They must all be Resistance ships, and the Falcon has just flew in front.
You're coming together.
And of course the Emperor's just said, "You are coming together." And this could mean a number of different things. He could be saying it to a number of different people as well. He could be referring to perhaps the Skywalkers if they all unite to face him. And then back to the watery planet where Rey and Kylo are dueling. Just a new shot of them dueling with some new choreography. And of course the timing there, as soon as their lightsabers clash, boom, it cuts to the next shot where you can see an explosion on the right. It looks like you can see a Star Destroyer on the left. Something has just been blown up, maybe by that Star Destroyer, I'm not sure. Could I see a planet there? I'm trying to think, is that I don't know, is that some sort of planet in the bottom left? I'm not sure, it might not be, but I'm not sure what that is, to be honest. And then we crossfade to the next shot, which I'm assuming is on the watery planet again. You can see something in the background on the left. I'm not sure if that's meant to be a Star Destroyer or something else. You've got one of these, I think, new ships you can see here. And then, you can see what looks like a massive piece of wreckage from the Death Star. That's probably the... what's missing, I think, is where the dish was for the laser, I think. You've got a new creature, I suppose a new character. Well, it looks like he's making modifications or, I don't know, repairing C-3PO. And then there you go, you've got BB-8, that new droid on the right.
What are you doing?
You've got that new character on the left, that I think she's a bounty hunter, but it looks like she must join their cause maybe at some point in the film. Who knows, maybe one of the characters knows her, and the key characters have to meet up with her, the key protagonists, and then she joins the Resistance. Maybe she has some soldiers of her own. So here is the next shot. You can see C-3PO, you can see loads of wires coming from out of the back of him.
One last look, sir.
So he's saying, taking one last look, sir. Then he will go on to say, "at my friends," which implies that he might have a memory wipe. It is possible that this could somehow be that same room that 3PO, I suppose, wakes up in, the D23 special look where he has the red eyes. That may have something to do with this, I'm not sure. Maybe he'll be reprogrammed by the heroes, by the protagonists. Instead, he might end up playing a heroic role in the film and, who knows, sacrificing himself or maybe going rogue or going against his programming, being evil for the sake of the greater good, perhaps.
As my friends.
I'm assuming that this is just it looks like a First Order Star Destroyer, to be honest. That previous shot, I quite like that shot now. I quite like it. It's just a nice moving shot where you can see the heroes blasting some stormtroopers, First Order stormtroopers. And then we come back to this scene, which we saw in the teaser trailer. I know that the background is out of focus, but this shot looks quite ethereal. It does remind me of a shot from Star Wars The Old Republic, Knights of the Eternal Throne, where the mother, I think her name's Vaylin, the daughter, are in a forest. I suppose the lighting in a way looks similar and such.
Confronting fear.
And you can hear Luke speaking as well. Confronting fear, he says.
It's the destiny of a Jedi.
Is the destiny of the Jedi. Confronting fear is the destiny of the Jedi. Quite a significant line, quite an important piece of dialogue. And then we move to a shot with BB-8. This is back on the new desert planet. I suppose it looks like a sort of chase sequence. It looks like what could be maybe a First Order stormtrooper or scout trooper chasing the heroes. I can't really see it properly, but it looks like it could be a scout trooper, but a First Order style one. I don't know. Who knows what the Emperor's army looks like. And in that previous shot, we could see, I think this is back in the Millennium Falcon. We've got Lando, we've got Chewie, and then we've got what is probably going to be the final battle of the film, or the final space battle anyway. It might be on that planet where the Star Destroyers were. I know it looked darker in that shot, but it might be. It looks like you can see what looks like a Y-wing here, actually. A newer version, perhaps.
Your destiny.
You could just hear Luke saying your destiny as well. So he's talking to someone. He could be talking to Rey. It'd be funny, actually, if he was talking to someone else, such as Kylo Ren or Anakin, but you never know. You never know. Or he could be talking to the other Skywalkers, perhaps. I don't know. Or Rey and Kylo. Who knows? I think it's more likely that it's Rey. And then we've actually got quite a, well, let's say unusual shot for Star Wars. We've got what look like horses. I suppose they're new creatures in Star Wars now. But yeah, they do look like horses, let's be honest. Not something you usually see in Star Wars. It almost looks as if they're on the top of a Star Destroyer, but I'm not certain. I suppose you can see BB-8 at the bottom. Finn is on that horse at the front on the left. And then that new character is on the horse on the right, but at the front. And then we come to Rey and Kylo Ren. Surely they are on the planet which we saw the debris of the Death Star on. And this shot seems to confirm that this is the debris of Death Star 2, because this looks like the Emperor's throne room. You can see the Emperor's throne near Rey, the window by it as well. Rey and Kylo are facing each other. Rey's got a lightsaber ignited, Kylo doesn't. Could this be a turning point in the film, or... I'm not sure. This might seem a bit odd and random to say, but is Rey embracing the dark side at this point and Kylo isn't? Could that happen in the film? Could there be a point where Rey turns to the dark side and Kylo goes back to the light? I don't know. At the end of this shot here, as you can see, it looks like Finn shouting Rey. Maybe he finds Rey dueling Kylo Ren, or could he be shouting Rey because she's in trouble? I'm not sure. And then we come to a new shot where it's quite interesting, really. I'm not sure whether this place is one of the Emperor's... Is it a base of the Emperor or a Star Destroyer of his? I quite like the look of this shot. And it looks like they're destroying something as well, Rey and Kylo. I'm not exactly sure what it is, but this could be something to do with the Emperor. This could be a scene where Rey and Kylo have now created an alliance. The Emperor could have created this statue, I don't know. We've got another shot of the Resistance on the horses. This would seemingly confirm that they're running on top of a Star Destroyer. It looks like those Star Destroyers are only just above water, and this one is in the water or on top of water. This must be part of the final space battle in the film. There's an interesting looking TIE fighter there. Not sure what that one is. There's that ship as well, that Resistance or / Rebel ship. I mean, the X-Wing next to it looks more like, from here, a Rebel Alliance X-Wing, and who knows? But it could just be a Resistance one. We've got Kylo here. Is this on the planet where the Emperor is? Is it on the planet where the final space battle is happening? Is it the planet where the Death Star debris is? I can't help but feel that Kylo looks a bit different in this shot. Yeah, we'll see. Although these, what looks like lightning strikes there, makes it seem as if this is the planet where the final space battle happens. But here, as well, we've got what looks like it could be the same planet as well, because I think you just see a lightning strike there. That must be the Emperor on the left in some sort of chair, some sort of new throne, perhaps. There's Rey on the right. It looks like the throne is moving as well.
The Force will be with you.
You just hear Luke say, "The Force will be with you."
Always.
And that's Leia saying always. That harkens back to, maybe it almost pays homage to what Ben Kenobi / Obi-Wan Kenobi said in A New Hope, when he said the Force will be with you always. What's interesting is, this last shot, it might not be in the film, but what's interesting is it almost looks like she begins to smile. Seems to almost look happy. Who knows what connotations that could have if that shot is actually in the film, but we'll see. In terms of analysing the music, the trailer starts off with new trailer music that we haven't heard before.
An instinct. A feeling. The Force brought us together. We're not
I suppose this music almost has vibes from The Force Awakens. Yeah, it does sound like themes from The Force Awakens and maybe even parts of Rey's theme.
alone. Good people will fight if we lead them.
People keep telling me they know me. No one does.
But I do.
You see, that's interesting as well. When Rey says about no one knowing her, Kylo does say, but I do, as if he still knows who she is, but I think it's looking more and more likely now that what he said in The Last Jedi is not true. You know, that her parents were just drunkards who sold her for drinking money or something like that, or were just drunks who sold her for drinking money.
Long have I waited. And now you're coming together.
The timing there with the lightsaber strikes, with the music, I just love that.
Is your undoing.
What are you doing there, 3PO?
Taking one last look, sir. At my friends.
Confronting fear. It's the destiny of a Jedi. Your destiny.
I suppose the music has changed a bit now. It sounds more like a rendition of the Star Wars theme, but it sounds like a happier version, a more triumphant version, a climactic version. Aptly, it sounds like there's a sense of finality, conclusion.
The Force will be with you.